To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.
Hello O-level students. Today I am going to do End of Year Evaluation 2020 Department of Education Eastern Province paper. This is paper 1 and you get 2 hours for this paper. You already know there are 2 parts, part A and part B. Part A you get 25 short questions and part B you get 5 long questions. So you have to answer all the questions in this paper. And also spaces are given so you can answer all the questions in the space provided. Each question in part A worth 2 marks and each question in part B worth 10 marks. So try to complete part A questions within 1 hour. That means one question try to take less than 2 minutes. And part B, each question take minimum 12 minutes. Okay, so don't try to take more than 12 minutes. Maximum 12 minutes, not minimum. And so you have to answer 5 questions as well. So let's look at part A. And here extra reading time of 10 minutes given. So that means you can first, within 10 minutes, you can read paper 2 questions, paper 1 part B questions and see what you are getting. Because part A questions, short questions, you can read at that time, but part B questions are long and you can just check what are the questions when you have the reading time. So first page part A, you get questions 1 to 6. Part A, then you get 7 to 12. Then 13 to 17. 18 to 22. Then 23 to 25. Then you get part B. Question number 1, fractions question. Question number 2, area. Then question number 3, percentage question. And then 4 is about sets. And question number 5 is about ratios. So let's do this paper now. Let's take question number 1. The annual rates for a certain house is 1,320 rupees. What is the amount of rates to be paid for a quarter? So 4 quarters are there in a year. So you have to just divide this value by 4. So 1,320 divided by 4. You get 4 times 3, 12. And again 4 times 3, 12. So 330 rupees. So each question is 2 marks. So you get 2 marks here. Question number 2, factorize. This is a quadratic expression, x squared minus x minus 30. So what you do? Find the factors of minus 30. When you add the factors, you need to get minus 1. So what are the factors? 6 and 5. So here this is minus 30. So that means minus 6 and plus 5. So you split the middle term to minus 6x and plus 5x. Then take 2 terms at once and then factorize. X is common, x minus 6. Plus 5 is common, then you get x minus 6. Now you can see x minus 6 is common from both expressions here. Then you get x plus 5 as the remaining part. So the factors are x minus 6 and x plus 5. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 3. Find the value of x using the data given in the diagram. So here, two lengths are given. It's an isosceles triangle. If this is x, this is also x. Now you can see the sum of angles in a triangle adds up to 180. So x plus 2x is equal to 180. Like terms, you can add 2 plus 1 and 1. 4x equals 180. So what is x? Divide 180 by 4. So you get 4 times 4, 16. 2 remaining, that's 5. 45 is the x value. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 4. If x cube is 64, find the value of x. So what is x? If x cube is 64, to find x, you have to take the cube root. So 3 and take the cube root to find out x. So 64 cube root. So this becomes x because power 3 and cube root get cancelled out and you get x. So what is 64? You can write 4 to the power 3 is 64 and power is 1/3. Cube root means 1/3. So what is the x value? X value becomes 4. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 5. Water flows through a pipe at a rate of 48 liters per minute. Find the time taken to fill a tank of 960 liters using the pipe. So rate is 48 liters per minute. So you need to find the time taken. So what is rate? Rate is equal to volume over time. Now rate is given 48 liters per minute and volume is given 960 liters. So what is the time? So when you cross multiply, you get time is equal to 960 divided by 48. So you can say when you multiply by 2, you get 96. So 20. So this is in minutes because the rate is given 48 liters per minute. So 20 minutes is the answer. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 6. The points P, Q, R, S are on the circle. Write the reason for PSQ. PSQ is this angle is equal to PRQ. So we can see when you take P and Q point, same segment angles are these. So same segment angles are equal. So you can say, what's the reason? Same segment angles are equal. So for the reason, you are getting 2 marks. Question number 7. The cross-section area of a right cylinder is 154 square centimeters. If you take a cylinder, the cross-section is the circle. So this is 154 square centimeters. The length of this one is 10 centimeters. Find the volume of the cylinder. So how you find the volume? Cross-sectional area into length. So 154 times 10. You get 1540 cubic centimeters. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 8. Shade the region A union B whole thing dash. in the given Venn diagram. So A union B is everything inside the two circles. Dash means everything outside. So you have to color everything outside the two circles. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 9. Simplify. Algebraic fractions subtraction. Same denominator. So what you do? When you get same denominator, you just subtract the numerators. 8 minus 5, you get 3. 2 marks. Question number 10. O is the center of the circle. According to the data given in the diagram, name 2 congruent triangles and write the case of congruency. Now let's look at OAX triangle and OXB triangle. We know that it's given AX equals XB. It's given. And we know these are radii. OA and OB are radii. Both are equal. So OA equals OB. That's radii. Then OX is common. So what can you say? All 3 lengths, corresponding lengths are equal. The 2 triangles are congruent. What's the case? Side, side, side. 3 sides. So you have to give the reason, the case, and write down which 2 triangles are congruent. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 11. Quadratic factorization here. 4x squared minus 25 and that's equal to 0. So you're asked to find out the solutions for this equation. How you write down this one? You can write as difference between 2 squared terms. So what are the factors? Here you can write 4 as 2 squared as well. 4 as 2 squared as well. So what are the factors now? 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. That's equal to 0 means the product is 0. Either this is 0 or 2x plus 5 equals 0. So that means x can be 5 over 2 or x can be minus 5 over 2. So those are the 2 solutions. So you get 1 mark each. You have to write both 1 and 1. Question number 12. A man takes a loan of 6,000 rupees at 8% annual simple interest rate. What is the total interest to be paid after 3 years? So this is simple interest. So first find out the interest per year. 6,000 into 8 over 100. This is for 1 year. So for 3 years, you have to multiply by 3. You need only the interest, total interest. So 2 zeros get cancelled out. 6 times 3. 18 times 8 you need. So 8 times 8, 64. 8 times 1, 8 plus 6, 14. So you get 144 and there's a 0. 1,440 rupees is the total interest. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 13. O is the center of the circle. According to the given data, find the value of x. So O is the center means AB is the diameter. If this is the diameter, what is this angle? This is 90 degrees because semicircle angles are 90 degrees. Then you can find out x. X plus 35 should be 90 because sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So x becomes 90 minus 35. That means you get 5, 1 remaining, 4, 5. 55 is the x value. So you get 2 marks. Question number 14. 8 men take 3 days to complete a certain work. How many days it will take 6 men to complete the same work? So how many man days needed to complete this work? Man days. 8 men, 3 days. So 8 times 3, 24 man days needed to complete. How many days it will take 6 men to complete the same work? So number of days is 24 total man days, and now 6 men are there. When you divide, you get 4 days needed. So 2 marks for that. Question number 15. In the arithmetic progression, which term is 3 to the power 3? So what is the first term here? 3 is the first term. And what is the common difference? Common difference is any term minus the previous one. Either 7 minus 3 or 11 minus 7. You get 4. Then you can find out which term is 3 to the power 3. So what is the nth term? Tn equals first term plus n minus 1 d. So when you simplify, you get 3 plus 4n minus 4. Then you get 4n minus 1 is the nth term. Now which term is 3 to the power 3? 3 to the power 3 means 27. 27 equals 4n minus 1. Take minus 1 to the other side. 27 plus 1. That's 28 equals 4n. Divide by 4. You get n equals 7. So 7th term is 27. So you get only 2 marks. Question number 16. Find the lowest common multiple of 2x, 3xy, 5y squared. What are the factors here? 2 times x. 3xy means 3 times x times y. This one is 5y squared. Now when you find the lowest common multiple, you take the highest power for each factor. If it's 2, it's power 1. 3 also power 1, 5 also power 1. When you take x, x is also power 1, but y power 2 is the maximum. So y squared. So when you simplify, you get the lowest common multiple. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5, 30. 30xy squared. So you get 2 marks. Question number 17. The pie chart shows the information about the number of students who study art, music and dancing of grade 11 students. 32 study music. So 32 students study music. What is the total number of students who study art, music and dancing? So the whole thing. But we need to find out what is x. So according to this one, the sum of angles around a point is 360. So 2x plus 4x plus 3x is 9x. Then what is 4x? 4x becomes 32. So you need the total number. So you can write 4x means 32. What about 9x? 9x is the total. 32 divided by 4x multiplied by 9x. X and x get cancelled out. 4 times 8. 32. 8 times 9. 72 students are there. So you get 2 marks there. Question number 18. In the given diagram, when R observed from P, the angle of elevation is X. So when you look at R, angle of elevation is X. So this angle is X. When Q observes from P, angle of depression is Y. Represent this information in the given diagram. Angle of depression is always, we measure from the horizontal line. So this angle is given. So always angle of elevation and angle of depression we measure from the horizontal line. So you will get 1 mark for showing X and 1 mark for showing Y value. Question number 19. A and B are independent events. Probability of A is 1/3 and probability of B is 1/4. Find probability of A intersection B. If the two events are independent, you can write PA intersection B as probability of A multiplied by probability of B. That's the property of independent events. Then probability of A is 1/3, probability of B is 1/4. So when you multiply, you get 1/12. That's the probability of A intersection B. So 2 marks for that. Question number 20. O is the center of the circle. Using the data given in the diagram, find X. What can you say about this angle? If this is 60, that is 120. What's the reason? The angle subtended at the center is double as the angle subtended on the circumference. So 60 becomes 60 times 2. But we know when you take this triangle, these two lengths are equal. Those are radii. So you have to divide the remaining part equally. So this is also X. So you can write 2x equals 180 minus 120 now. Because sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 2x equals 60. X becomes 60 divided by 2. You get 30 degrees. So you get 2 marks for that. You get 2 marks for that. Question number 21. The side length of a cube is 2a minus 1 centimeters. Find its volume using a by expression. It's a cube. So cube means all lengths are equal. So all lengths are equal. That's 2a minus 1. Length, width, height, everything is 2a minus 1. So what is the volume? Volume is length into width into height. So you have to multiply 3 times. This is in cubic centimeters. So how you simplify this? You can first multiply these two and then multiply with the again 2a minus 1. So 2a into 2a, 4a squared. Minus 2a, you get minus 4a. And minus 1 into minus 1, that's plus 1. Then you multiply by 2a minus 1 again. You get, here you have to multiply each term. This and as well as these two. 4a squared into 2a, you get 8a cubed. 4a squared into minus 1 minus 4a squared. Minus 4 into 2a plus, that's minus. Minus 8a squared. Minus 4 into minus 1 plus 4a. And then plus 1 into 2a plus 2a and plus 1 into minus 1 minus 1. Then you can simplify these two. These two you can simplify and these two. Those are like terms. So final answer is 8a cubed. Minus 4 and minus 8 becomes minus 12a squared. And 4n plus 2, that's 6a minus 1. So you get 2 marks. Question number 22. Complete the following statement. A triangle and a parallelogram lie on. And then it says, then the area of the triangle is. This is something like this. So there's a parallelogram. Parallelogram and a triangle lie on the, let's say, same base. Okay, so this triangle and so same base, and here this is a parallelogram, so parallel sides are there. So what can you say about these two diagrams? A parallelogram and a triangle. If a triangle and a parallelogram lie on the same base, so you have to write same base and same parallel lines, in between same parallel lines. Same base and in between, I'll write here, in between same parallel lines if this happens, then the area of the triangle is half the area of the parallelogram. Triangle is half the area of the parallelogram. So you get 1 mark for each space. So 1 mark for writing this and 1 mark for writing this space. Question number 23. If the statement is correct, put a tick, and if it's wrong, incorrect, mark a cross. The member in a family is a discrete data. Yeah, we can say father, mother, sister, brother, like that. It's discrete. Certain numbers are there. So it's a discrete data. The lifetime of an electric bulb is a discrete data. No, it's continuous. So you can get any time. 3.1, 3.12, 5.3. So lifetime is not discrete. It's continuous. Number of students in a class is a continuous data. You get a whole number. It's a certain number and you can't get a decimal there. It's not continuous, so that's wrong. So you will get 2 marks if at least 2 answers are correct. If one only, you will get only 1 mark. Question number 24. Log 3 base root 81. So what is square root of 81? Square root of 81 is 9, because 9 squared is 81. When you take square root, both sides, what happens? 2 and square root get cancelled out and you get 9 as the square root of 81. So you can write log 3 base 9 is this. But 9 also you can write as 3 squared. Now you can take 2 outside. 2 log 3 base 3. Same number, same base, you get 1. So this part is 1. So 2 times 1, answer is 2. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 25. Find the point X which is equidistant from P and Q and equidistance from Q and R. Using knowledge of loci, draw a rough diagram. So you don't have to use the compass, just you can sketch it. So equidistance to P and Q. So that means you have to draw the perpendicular bisector. So here first we'll connect these two. So you have to take the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So you can mark arcs like this and connect. That's the equidistance from P and Q. What is equidistance to Q and R? Again, you have to draw the perpendicular bisector. So here you don't need to use the compass. Just pretend that you are just drawing the two perpendicular bisectors. So this is the bisector here. This is the bisector here. Then it says X point is the intersecting point of these two bisectors. So the X is here. So you get 2 marks. 1 mark for showing the perpendicular bisectors and 1 mark for marking point X. So this is the last question in part A. So each question worth 2 marks and you need to complete this part A, within 1 hour. So let's take part 2 now. This is part B. You have to answer all the questions and show the method you received answers. So you get marks for the method as well. Let's take question number 1. It's about fractions. Kumara spent 2/5 of his salary for food and 3/7 sent to parents, 1/6 of the remaining for transportation, and the remaining amount divided into 2 equal parts and 1 part deposit in a bank and the other part used for other expenses. Give the amount as a fraction to the total salary he allocated for food and parents. 2/5 for food and 3/7 for parents. So the total is, that means you have to add the 2 fractions. So 2/5 and 3/7. 5 and 7, the common denominator is 35. That means you have to multiply the first one by 7 and the second one by 5. So you get 7 times 2, 14 and 3 times 5, 15. When you add it, you get 29 over 35 parts altogether, spent for food as well as sent to parents. Then let's take the next one. What fraction of his salary allocated for the transportation? It says 1/6 of remaining for transportation. So you have to find out the remaining amount. So remaining amount, remaining part, we'll say 1 minus 29 over 35. 1 you can write as 35 over 35 and subtract 29 over 35. You get 6 over 35. That's the remaining part. So what is for transformation? Transportation. So which part is for transportation? Transportation is 1/6 of that remaining part. So 6 and 6 get cancelled out. You get 1/36. Then the next part, it says, what fraction of total he allocated for the other expenses? So now what is the total amount he spent? 29. So in the first part, it's 29/35. Then the next one, 1/36 for transportation. So you can add these two, 29/35, and here this is 30. Here this is 35. Can you see? Accidentally I wrote 36. This is 35. Now you can say 1/35 for this one, transportation. Altogether 30/35. So what is the remaining amount? Now remaining amount divide into two parts. Now remaining part becomes 1 minus 30/35. That means 35 minus 30/35. 5/35. If you want to simplify, you can do that. 1/35. Now 1/7. Because when you divide by 5, you get 1/7. That's the remaining part. Now you have to divide by 2 to get the other expenses. So half of that amount for other expenses as well as half the amount for depositing in a bank. So let's take for other expenses, then you have to take half of 1/7. So that means 1/14. Then last part, if he deposits 3,500 rupees in the bank, find his salary. So same parts like here, he is depositing. Other expenses is 114, so that's the same amount. 1/14 means 3,500. So what is the total amount? You have to multiply this by 14. So the total salary is equal to 3,500 into 14. So let's multiply 35 and 14, 10 and 4. So multiply by 1, 4 times 5, 20, 4 times 3, 12, plus 2, 14. So you get 490. And how many zeros? 2 zeros. So the total salary is 49,000 rupees. So here you are getting, this is fourth part, you are getting 2 marks. And for the previous part, you are getting 2 marks for this one. Then part 2, you are getting 2 marks. And 2 marks for this as well. And the first part, you are getting 29/35, that's 2 marks. So altogether, you get 10 marks for the first question. Let's do question number 2. This is about area. The diagram shows a children park. Flowers are grown in the part ADP. Sector of the circle is a fish tank. This is a fish tank. Shaded region is the lawn. Use pi as 22/7. Find the area of the flower grown region. So what is the area here? This is 90 degrees. So this is a right angle triangle. How do you find out the area of a right angle triangle? Base into height, 50 and 30, and multiply by half. Half into 50 times 30. So you get 25 here. 3 times 25 is 75. 750 square meters is the area of the part that flower grows. So you get how many marks for that part? 2 marks. Part 2, find the area of the lawn. That means the shaded part. To find out that, you need to subtract both these areas from the total area. What's the total area? So 50 is this side and 50. So this is a square. So area of the lawn is equal to, full area is 50 times 50, and then subtract the area of the triangle that we found. That's 750, and you have to subtract the area of the sector, quarter of a circle. That's 90 degrees here. So what's the area of the sector? 90 over 360 into pi r squared. Pi you can take as 22/7. Radius is 21. So you have to simplify this one. So this is 4. Divide by 2. You get 11. 7 times 3. So you get 50 into 50 is 2500. Minus 750. Minus, what's the answer here? 3 times 21 is 63. 63 multiplied by 11. You separate out 6 and 3 and then add these two. 6 plus 3 is 9. 693. Divide by 2. So what you get? 2 times 3. 2 times 4, 8. And for 13, that's 6 and 5. Now subtract here. You can add these two and subtract from 2500. 750 and 346.5. You add it and then subtract from 2500. When you subtract, you get 5, 1 remaining. 7 plus 3, 10, 1 remaining. And here's 4 and 1. This is subtraction. So 1403.5 square meters is the area of the lawn. So let's see. You get 2 marks for finding, writing down the expression, correct expression, and 2 marks for finding the answer. Part 3. There is a fence starting from X here and ending at what? Here. So they are planning to put a fence here to here, this part. So what's the distance? If there are fence posts with a distance of 1 meter, find how many posts needed to build the fence. So this is an open area. This is open part. So what is the length? So you need to first find the arc length. Arc length is equal to, angle is 90. This is 90. 90 over 360 into 2 pi r. 2 into pi you can take as 22 over 7 and radius is 21. This is the radius. So what you get here? 4. Then 2 and 2. You can cross it out, this 4. 7 times 3. So 33 meters is the arc length. So the gap is 1 meter. So how many spaces are there? So number of spaces. Number of spaces is 33 divided by 1. That's 33 spaces are there. But this is an open area. So how many posts are needed? Always 1 more than number of spaces. So number of posts is equal to 33 plus 1 because it's an open part. So 34 posts needed. So how many marks for this one? So you are getting 2 marks for finding number of spaces and 2 marks for finding post. You need to add 1. So altogether we have given 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 3. So this is about percentages and income tax. If 360 rupees pay for a quarter for a house which annual assessed value is to 24,000 rupees, find the percentage of rate charged by town council. So 360 is the quarter value. So that's 360 multiplied by 4 is the annual value. Annual. So what's that? 0, 4 times 6, 24. 4 times 3, 12 plus 2, 14,440. So paying as rates. So this is for assessed value is 24,000. So what is the rate? Percentage rate. Percentage rate is equal to 1,440 paying for 24,000. So you have to divide by 24,000 and multiply by 100%. So you get 2 zeros get cancelled out and 1 0 here. 4 times 6, 4 times 3, 12. So 36 divided by 6. So 6% is the rate, percentage rate. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 4 marks. Then part 2, part B. This is about income tax. So this is the normal chart. First 500,000, tax is free. Next 500,000, 4%. Next 500,000, 8%. So this is annual. We are checking with the annual income. According to the above table, find the amount of income tax to be paid a man with annual income of 1,250,000 rupees. So we have to start from the beginning. So the total salary is 1,250,000 rupees. So the first 500 tax is free. So you have to subtract 500,000 from this. ₹750,000 rupees. Then for the next 500,000, tax is 4%. So you have to subtract 500,000 from that. And what is the tax? 500,000 into 4%. So you get 20,000 rupees for that part. Then next 500,000. Now this is 4% value we took. So 250,000 is less than 500,000. So you can take the whole thing. So for 250,000, now the tax is 8%. So multiply by 8%, you get 8 times 0, 0, 8 times 4, 40. 8 times 5, 40. 4 remaining. 8 times 2, 16 plus 4, 20. So another 20,000. So what is the total income tax? So total income tax you have to add these two. 20,000 plus 20,000. So you get 40,000 rupees. So how many marks for that part? So you are getting 6 marks. So we'll give each part now here 2 marks for finding the remaining amount. First 500,000 is tax free. The next 500,000, that's the tax is 20,000. And the last part, again tax is 20,000. So 1 mark here and finding the total 1 mark. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marks for that. And altogether we gave 10 marks for that question as well. Question number 4, it's about sets. You have given the entire set. Epsilon is whole numbers from 1 to 10. 1 and 10 also included. And A is even numbers and B is composite numbers. Enter the elements in set epsilon, A and B in the given Venn diagram. So first we'll write down what are the elements in epsilon. 1 to 10 means all included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then A is even numbers less than 1 and 10 is not included. So what are the numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8. You can't take 10. What is B? Composite numbers in between 1 to 10. 10 is included. What are composite numbers? Not prime numbers. But we don't consider 1 as a composite number. And also 1 is not equal. So what is the first composite number? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is a prime number, 6. Then 7 is a prime, 8, 9, 10 also we can consider here. Because 10 is included. 10 is a composite number. Now we can fill the gaps. What is common for both A and B? 2, 4. 4 is there, common. And 6 is common. 8 is common. So 4, 6, 8 here. Then the remaining one, that's 2 in this one. 4, 6, 8, 9 and 10 in this part. Now what's outside? Now check whether all the numbers are there. 1 is not there. So 1 is outside. 2, 3, 4. 5 is not there. 6, 7 is not there. 8, 9, 10. So this is the final Venn diagram. Then write the elements of set A union B dash. A union B dash means everything outside the two circles. So you have to write down the elements. So you can write all outside the two circles. 1, 3, 5, 7. Then find NA dash. What is NA dash? Number of elements outside A. Cover up the circle A. How many numbers outside? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers are outside. So you can write this is 6. 6 elements are there. So how many marks you are getting? So you are getting 4 marks for completing the diagram. And then 1, 3, 5, 7, you get 1 mark. And this is 1 mark. So this is first part. 4, 5, 6 marks for that. Then the next part. The coach says the probability of shooting correctly is 3/5 by the shooter of a netball team. Draw a tree diagram to show 2 shoots done by shooter. So when you take one shoot, it can be correct or wrong. So what is the probability of shooting correctly? It's given 3/5. So what about probability of shooting not correctly? So that's 1 minus 3/5. That means 2/5. You need to know when you add these probabilities, you are getting 1. 3/5 and 2/5 is equal to 1. So that's the first part. Shooting first time. Then you have to think about another part. Another shooting, it can be correct or wrong. Here also, it can be correct or wrong. This is the second shooting. So these are independent events. So again, this is 3/5 and 2/5 and 3/5 and 2/5. So this is a complete diagram for this situation. Find the probability of correct targeting in both attempts. So that means this branch shooting correctly and the second time also shooting correctly. So what is the probability? 3/5 into multiplied by 3/5. So 3 times 3, 9, 5 times 5, 25. So the probability is 9/25. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 2 marks for completing this diagram and 2 marks for finding the probability. So altogether we gave 10 marks for that question as well. So let's do question number 5. This is about ratio. In a certain school, all the students in grade 11 were asked which media you liked most, radio, newspaper or television. The number of students who selected newspapers was 3 times the number of students selected radio. The number of students who selected television is 4 times the number of students selected radio. Write as a ratio the number of students selected radio, newspaper and television. So we have to read it again. It says, the number of students who selected newspapers was 3 times the number of students who selected radio. If this is X, this should be 3X. Then the number of students who selected television is 4 times the number of students selected radio. If radio is X, this becomes 4X. When you are writing as a ratio, we know X get cancelled out. So you get 1 to 3 to 4. When you simplify. So then you get second part. It says find the angle at the circle when drawing a pie chart for above information. So each part we need to give the angle. So we know when you take a pie chart, the whole thing is 360. Angle around a point. So how many parts are there? 1 plus 3 plus 4. Altogether there are 8 parts. So you have to divide by 8. 360 divided by 8 to get one part. Then what about for the radio? That's 360 divided by 8 and multiply by 1. So 8 times 4, 32 and 48 times 5. So that's 45 degrees. What about the newspaper part? 360 divided by 8 is one part and there are 3 parts like that. So 45 times 3, 135. Then what about the angle for television? (360 divided by 8 and multiplied by 4). 45 times 4. 180. So you are getting 45, 135 and 180. Altogether, when you add the 3 angles, that's 360 degrees. So let's see how many marks we can give for this part. First part, we can give 2 marks. And the other one, 45, 135, 180, each 2 marks you are getting. So 8 marks you are getting for these 2 parts. Then the last part, if 45 students like to read newspaper, what is the total number of students participated for the research? 45 students for newspaper. So newspaper, that's 135 degrees. So you can check if 135 degrees represent 45, they are asking what is the total number of students participated for the research. So that's 360 degrees. So what about 360 degrees? That means the total. So 45, you have to divide by 135 and multiply by 360. 45 times 3. 360 divided by 320 students are there. So how many marks for the last part? You are getting 2 marks. So we have given altogether 10 marks for the whole question. So we completed all questions in paper 1. Part A, 25 questions and part B, 5 questions. So make sure that you spend 12 minutes per question in part B and complete the paper part B within 1 hour. So make sure that you do the paper and then watch my video to check your answers.
To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.